All right, everyone, just wanted to do a more in-depth dive on the numbers for March. So we put out our market report obviously every month and kind of share some basic metrics, but I want to go a little further because I think a lot of people are scared with what's going on out in the world and have some concern about what the effect on the real estate market is going to be. So this is for Reno and Sparks, single family homes. We're not looking at distressed sales or anything like that. It's kind of skew the numbers. So in March, in March we saw 502 closed sales, which was up about 10% from February. It's what we would expect to see. We're getting into what would have been the normal spring selling season, and we're actually up a little bit from the same time last year. So if we look now into the median sold price, this actually went up as well too once it loads here to 415, and that's up about 10% actually from February. And obviously we're up from this time last year. So this median price, it's basically the very middle of the market. So half the homes sold for more than that, and half the homes sold for less than that. It doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot as on a individual level or a neighborhood level. It's just more of kind of the speed of the market and what's going on with pricing. So then if we go to average days to contract, this number actually went down, which is a good sign. It means homes are still selling in pretty good timelines. So 38 days, that was the average amongst all the homes that sold, down from 51 days, which is pretty significant, and then also down significantly from the same time last year. This one, percent of list price received. So this is actually a good one to look at too, because with all this coronavirus stuff, some buyers are thinking, oh, I'm going to get a home for 20% off. It's not the stock market. Prices don't drop that fast. And in March, homes sold for 99.1% of list price, which is actually higher than the month before and higher than the same time last year. Next, if we go to active inventories, this number of active homes, I think a lot of people are worried that there's going to be a flood of homes hitting the market, trying to get out at the top. And I can definitely understand that. But I think as we're getting a little more context and more data, we're seeing that that's not happening. We are seeing some homes hit the market that maybe would not have, but we're also seeing homes stay off the market that might have been hitting the market at this time because they want to wait and see what happens. So we've got 765 active homes, which is up from February. We anticipate that, as I mentioned, it's the spring selling season, and we're actually down. So this is what I'm talking about. Normally we see a big tick in March and April of homes hitting the market, and we've actually got less inventory than the same time last year. Now, definitely that coincides with less buyers, and I'll get to that a little bit more here. So I will go to that one last. Number of new listings. So this is the number of new listings that we've got on the market, and we're at 627. So same time last year was 619, and we're up from February. This is the number that really I think shows the speed of the market, and it's the absorption rate. So MSI stands for months supply of inventory. And what this number means is if we didn't put any more homes on the market, based on how many are selling per month and the inventory we have, how long would it take for them all to sell? 1.5 months is an extreme seller's market. So anything under 4 months is considered a seller's market. 4 to 6 months is considered balanced. And then anything 6 plus is considered a buyer's market. So you can see we're pretty much in line with what we had in February, and we're actually below this same time last year. So I think people were expecting a huge flood of inventory with less buyers, which was going to make it harder to sell. In reality, what we're seeing is, yes, there are definitely less buyers in the market, but there are also less sellers. So if you're on the market or you list right now, you're going to have less competition. So maybe the market was over here, and we were expecting it to be here with lots of sellers, lots of buyers. Now it's over here, less buyers, but also less sellers. So there hasn't really been a swing in advantage to either buyers or sellers because it's just a new normal. The metric is kind of swung a little bit, but they're still in line with what we were seeing. So we obviously need to be safe and practice good, showing habits, not going into homes to be a looky-loo, using technology with video walkthroughs, virtual tours, Matterport, which is like those 3D cameras. And that's helping us keep these showing numbers down and keeping everybody safe, but still helping people move because life happens. And if you guys know of anyone or you're thinking about selling or buying, reach back out to me and just let me know what the situation is, and I'll give you my honest advice. If I think selling or buying in 6 months is a better for you, I'm going to tell you that. I'm not too worried about, today business. I'm here as a resource and I want to help you guys. So if you have questions, like I said, reach out. Happy to help. Thanks.